Thank you guys. We're going to welcome up our first presentation for the day, and that's Amy Peck from HTC Vive. So come on up, Amy.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I am Amy Peck. I am the Senior Director of Enterprise Content at HTC Vive. And today I want to talk about the future of work getting to the new normal. So we have an opportunity now to really rethink work, workforce, workspaces. And so in thinking about that, what is the future of remote work, collaboration, physical and virtual space, and of course, I think actually one of the most important components, the human factors. So when we're thinking about remote work, we've had an opportunity now, and unfortunately under the circumstances of COVID-19, but we have the opportunity now to kind of look at what it means to have an effective home office. So for example, I was on a call this morning, just a regular Zoom call, and of course I could hear one gentleman's dog sort of barking incessantly. And though it's been sort of interesting to hear sort of the sights and sounds of people's lives that you don't normally get a glimpse into at work, if we are going to continue with remote work, we have to be able to find ways to sort of mitigate distractions, to be able to have really a truly, productive workspace at home. And then once things do start to get back to normal, last year I think I must have done 200,000 miles, and how can we really create a truly mobile office, right? I think I've really perfected working out of hotel rooms and finding quiet corners at conferences. But I think we have an opportunity also to look at how we can really take all of these tools with us, especially now that we're bringing, immersive into the equation. And then what are the remote tools that we're going to need to be able to stay communicating, to collaborate and sort of continue our workflow? Will that be virtual desktops? Will that be myriad collaboration tools, design tools? Like what is the evolution of the software that's really going to enable remote work? And then of course we have an opportunity again to look at this unique scenario, to look at productivity metrics for remote work, right? We've had everybody home now for anywhere from 6 to 8 to 12 weeks for some people. And so, how has that affected productivity across different business units? And, where has productivity actually increased? And where has it decreased or remained the same? And it'll be very interesting to look at that data to be able to leverage how we move forward. I think we're in an interesting time right now. So let's look at collaboration. Effectively, this is a collaboration platform, and we also have a collaboration platform at Vive that's in beta that we're using for just for meetings. It's really designed for small team meetings. But what do those virtual meetings look like, and how can we collaborate more effectively? Certainly, iterative design as well. Manufacturers, product designers can all meet in virtual environments and, of course, be able to work on 3D designs. And one of the overarching topics here, training, learning, development, now we have an opportunity to really continue training at remote locations. And then, of course, we have the ability to share data. We have the ability to share data from within these environments, but we also have the ability to track the data from within these environments to measure the efficacy of all of our remote work. And then physical and virtual space. So when we go back to work, our office configurations are very likely to be changing. So what does that look like? What does personal office space look like? And then what do shared spaces look like? And then, of course, we have this opportunity to have hybrid physical and digital spaces, right, where you might be able to have people coming in. We're not far from being able to appear, in real life as holograms. So I think this is an opportunity for us to really prepare for that. And the most important aspect of that is being able to seamlessly integrate the physical and the digital. Very much like it's very easy for us to put on a headset and come into this environment. We need to be able to enable that into all of our physical and digital interactions. And then, of course, I think this is the most important piece of it, human factors. Right? And actually, this is from Vive Immersive Labs. And I'm not suggesting that we turn our offices into a giant aquarium, but we forget that the workforce are users, the workforce are consumers, we're people, right? And so, what does that user experience look like? And how do we create a real virtual culture? And what are the rules around that? And one of the things that's been hard to replicate is those sort of happenstance meetings, what's referred to as, water cooler meetings, or, when you just happen to be in the kitchen together making a cup of coffee and you have a casual conversation. How can we replicate that in these virtual and remote working instances? And I think now that we have some time back, we have 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 hours in many cases of time that we've gotten back. So instead of filling that with just more busy work, how do we build in time for personal growth? And how can we make our working environments and our new working paradigm engage and inspire? Inspire us just personally, but also as workers and, our productivity within the workplace. So how will we define the new normal? Right? So we really have an opportunity. It's been born out of an incredibly challenging and difficult time for all of us. But I think we can look at it as a positive opportunity. And how will we leverage technology to be able to enable exponential growth? So this was actually a report from 2 years ago. And also from our Vive Immersive Map. So we've been thinking about this for a very long time. And, when they did some testing on, using VR in the office for work, over 95% of those who were canvassed believe that they were very effective, more effective, or as effective in using VR tools. And less than 5% believe that there really was no effect. Right, so we are here now, and we really have this opportunity to bring immersive into this landscape. And so what are sort of the practical elements? We'll focus on use case. And we're going to be hearing a lot about training, because we know that training is one of the #1 use cases. But again, if we focus on this sort of horizontal approach, these kinds of applications can be used by most companies and across multiple business units within any company. So training, collaboration, which is what we're doing now, and there's a tremendous demand for that we're seeing. And then, of course, design and visualization. So now really is the time to reinvent work, right? So let's validate today what's working today, but let's really envision tomorrow, right? What is our workforce going to need? What are our products and services? What do those look like 10, 20, 30 years down the road? I used the Steve Jobs example that no one was asking for the iPhone, right? So we have this opportunity to sort of get in front of what customers are asking for and what our workers are asking for, and actually deliver products and services and experiences and workflow tools that we haven't even imagined yet. And then when we envision those, we actually work backwards from the future towards that end. It's a lofty idea, but I think we're here now and we have an opportunity to redefine all of this. I lost my last slide, but it was just a slide saying thank you so much for joining me.